So, one thing that is apparent to these Democrats that are calling for recurring monthly stimulus assistance to all Americans is the fact that a one-time $1,400 check, it's absolutely not enough. And you're at this point seeing a group of progressive Democrats, because you don't have progressive Republicans, do you? But anywho, you're seeing progressive Democrats, and when they look at and review President Biden's COVID-19 relief plan, they literally can only respond with the fact that, like, this is not enough, right? It does not provide repeated assistance to Americans. And so we now have a group of more than, I believe, 50 Democrats who, in response to kind of the relief plan of President Biden, they've recently sent a letter to the president, and that letter urges him to include recurring relief payments in his COVID-19 bill. And you really only have the progressives that are in the House that have signed it. And I want to read you kind of two quotes from it. The first one says, "One more check is not enough during this public health and economic crisis," end quote. And then it goes on to say, "Many families cannot afford to wait for 8 months between payments," end quote. The letter, when it's examined, readers, quite frankly, get a sense of urgency when they make the argument that any relief package from this point forward should provide ongoing cash payments, not just for American adults, but for dependents as well. And they want to see those payments until the economy, excuse me, I'm still drinking my coffee, the economy has fully recovered. And the actual amount that they're asking for in the actual letter is not present. Okay, there is no specified amount. They're not saying, "Oh, we want $2,000 a month, we want $1,000 a month, we want $500." There is no amount in that letter. But it is important to note that some members of the House who have signed this letter, they have publicly proclaimed, they've publicly called for specific amounts of $2,000 per month. But again, I want to make it very clear that the letter that I'm referencing here does not, in fact, have not just $2,000. It doesn't have any dollar amount in it. Something that I think that anybody who's, been kind of watching what's been playing out over essentially this past year, something that is not surprising is the fact that the Republicans at this point, both in the House and the Senate, quite frankly, they just have a problem with the fact that not even looking at a recurring $2,000 or whatever amount stimulus per month to Americans, even when they try and fathom and grapple their minds around $1,400 a month, or excuse me, a one-time $1,400 payment, a lot of them kind of have this sentiment that, like, look, we just sent $600 to people. We really don't need to be seeing, or we don't need to be sending them $1,400. Remember what Mitch McConnell's theme was last year? Pause, 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 pause. That's essentially what many Republicans want yet again, another pause. And so kind of the response that you're getting from Republicans in not just response to a recurring stimulus, but again, just even to a one-time $1,400 payment, as is being proposed by the Biden administration, is no, not ever. No, not now. But whether it's not ever or not now, you're getting a resounding no from Republicans. And when you consider that they're saying no, absolutely not, to a one-time $1,400 payment, it's absolutely of no surprise to many, if not, to many people, if not, everybody, that they are absolutely not on board with recurring monthly relief for Americans during the course of this pandemic.